Hey guys, it's Mark here again and welcome back to Digi Profits. In today's video, we're going to have a look at DeFi Kingdoms. So for those of you that play DeFi Kingdoms, I'm wanting to show you guys why I am buying some more miners right now. This is not me saying that you need to be buying more miners. I'm just showing you guys myself just playing the game and what I'm doing and what my thinking is. So if you find that to be helpful, then of course like the video. Subscribe, share, and all that sort of good stuff that's helpful to the channel. Without further ado though, I'll get underway. Okay, so first of all, miners. Like when you've got locked jewel, they can be handy for mining that locked jewel, right? Actually, let me go ahead and go and check on some of my miners right now over on CrystalVale. So if I go ahead and I have a look, we'll look at the gold mining too in a moment. So if I go and collect my heroes here, I've got a few to collect because it's been overnight since I last collected them. It might have been about just over 8 hours ago even. So let's have a look. I am collecting from first lot. That's around about 2 and a bit jewel has just been collected. Okay, and I'll grab a bit more so you can see. Okay, collect hero. Okay, and it'll be collecting some more. Right, and it might have even been 12 hours ago since I last collected, because I see that there's 3 to collect at the moment. So I'll just pause. Actually, no, I won't pause the video. I'll just collect the first 2 though, and you'll get the idea. Okay, so okay, that's all well and good. I think a lot of you guys that play the game understand that, and then that's another couple more jewel, little Shrivus rune there as well. Bit of mining experience and mining skill got increased there. Great. Okay, fantastic. But why do I need more miners? Because at the moment, for every 3,300 locked jewel you have, you need 1 miner. I've got 2 guys going in mining each time because I've got more than 3,300, so I can get a little bit more of my locked jewel unlocked, which is fantastic. But I've got enough to have 2 for each mine. In fact, got so much that I've even got some of them off mining gold, along with the odd spare gardener that I send in there as well. So if I collect some of these people that have been mining gold, I'll just collect 1 lot. I won't collect both lots. I've got a couple to collect, but just to give you an idea, what have they been getting? And they just did 21 blocks because a couple of them didn't have full stamina. But let's see what they collect in terms of gold. This is all going to mean something in a moment when we go to see what's going on with CrystalVale as well. Okay, so we've got mining skills increased, grabbed a bunch of gold. So the gold, that's about, what, 7, 14, 17, 18, and 14, 32. It's about 400 gold, roughly. Okay, obviously I collected some more previous time. So 400 gold. You know, it's not a lot. It's what's that? It's about 0.7 of a jewel, which isn't huge, but it all adds up. I mean, you know, if I cashed all that out, that's not a huge cash out, but it does all add up. Okay. Obviously, my gardeners do a lot better, and that's why these gardeners are so important. You know, if I collect these gardeners here, I'll just collect a couple of them. Collect a couple at once, just as an example. We'll see that I get a lot more out of them if you've got LP. If you've got supplied to the liquidity pool, then you'll get a lot more out of those. However, if you got in early enough, you will have a lot more locked jewel than I have, and that's why I wanted to chat to you about CrystalVale. So the reason that I'm buying additional miners at the moment is because I believe that the price of the leveled up miners, the ones that can get more crystal out when they bring mining to CrystalVale, I believe that those will go up because there'll be a supply shortage of them. There's already a supply shortage of leveled up miners even in Serendale, but that shortage will be exasperated when those quests come. Oh, there's a little quest fail, so I'd probably have to redo one of those. I won't redo it now, but you got the idea. I got 14 joule just from one quest, and I run 6 of those, roughly 6 of those a day. You know, that's you know, about 85 joule per day roughly, that I end up getting just from the gardens, and then it becomes about 100 joule a day when you include the miners, and then you go over to the gardens themselves, and you know, if I went to harvest joule there, you know, and remember this is just the last 12 hours or so, you know, there's 155 joule there, so there's over 300 joule per day there. It ends up being, you know, 450, 500 joule per day, which is fantastic at the moment, given the situation where, you know, where the prices and crypto's a bit bearish at the moment. It's still, you know, I'm doing reasonably well on a daily basis, but obviously I'll talk about how I go about doing my ratios and stuff like that. You know, I've talked about it in other videos in terms of, you know, what gets spent on, what gets spent. In fact, I'll harvest this now, so I've got enough to buy a miner in front of you guys. What gets spent, say, on cashing out versus miners versus gardeners versus compounding, you know. And I highly encourage you guys to look at my other video that I recorded a couple of days ago, where I showed you guys where we may expect a bottom in the market, because I don't think we're at the bottom yet in terms of the overall landscape. That doesn't mean to say we haven't hit the bottom for DeFi Kingdoms, but it also means that we may not have hit the bottom. So, you know, I'm bearing all of that in mind. I'm being conservative in my gameplay and in terms of when I choose to invest more into the liquidity pools. Okay, so now I've got 175 joule. Great, and that's pretty good for the last 12 hours or so. Not to mention that I didn't collect it all, so it's probably more like well over 200. So if I go in here and I go to the agent now, and we look at buying heroes. Okay, now if I went over to CrystalVale, there are barely any heroes available that are miners that are leveled up. So that's going to cause a supply squeeze when people want to mine their locked crystal when those quests come very soon. So if I go in here though and I look at stats, I want my miner to have, let's say, 16 minimum in terms of their skill. I better put down the attribute that they're mining and click apply. And let's have a look and see what's available to me. Alright, so if I go and look at it, I still want to make sure that the strength and the endurance, I prefer it, if I want a leveled up miner, to be above, well, if I can get it above 30, that's ideal. Above 30, and if that can be closer to 17, that's ideal, because then it won't take me long to get that skill up to 17, and hence that miner, either if for my own mines or for resale, it's going to do better for the person that's using that miner. Okay, so over here, this one's close to 17, but strength and endurance is only 19 plus 2, because it's a 2 stat bonus for being green. Makes it 21. It's not bad for only 91 joule though, so I may purchase that one because it's only 91 joule. It's not like it's 180 joule or something. So let's have a look though. 99 joule and 107 joule. So you got to, whoops, I'll just smooth this down a bit. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got one which is 16 and it's above 30. Great. This one though, it's got a stat bonus of 2, so it's 20, so that makes that 20. And add the 14, makes it 34 and a 16.5 for only 99. I would say that's my leading contender for one that I would like to buy. Okay, so looking at that one, 99. These have to be significantly better to want to consider it. This one's not considerably better. This one here is a 38 plus 2 is 40. So 16.2, 40. Now I'm wondering, 16.2, 40 versus 16.5, 34. Okay, so I would say they're about equal. This is also a uncommon because it's green versus this one being a common. Okay, they're about equal because by the time this one has achieved those stats, it might have costed me enough time, I guess, that it's worth 25 more joule. So I would say it's give or take really on that one. Over time, if you buy enough miners, you may find that you're better off buying, say, 4 of the $99 one instead of, say, 3 of these ones, because then you're able to do more with 4 miners than you can with 3. So, some people look at it that way. I'm just going to have a look. I won't go any higher than 150. I'll have a look here, 16.1, 41. There we go. That's in the 30s. It's not even worth looking at. This is the Perilous Journey ones. So they will have special quests available to them because they've done the Perilous Journey. That could be handy. It's a 40 and it's a 17. Okay, so if I want to, I'm basically paying an extra, maybe I would say that this is worth 130 joule. I'd be paying an extra 45 to say that I've got another Perilous Journey miner if I want it, and perhaps it could fetch a premium if I went to sell it at a later date. So it has definitely got a little bit extra about it, that's for sure. So it's an iffy one on that. I would say though, at the end of the day, if in doubt, go with the lower priced one. That's pretty reasonable. So I'd pretty much say I'm probably just going to lean towards going for this one, thinking that when I eventually that would level up anyway. It's not far from leveling up. So when that levels up, I'm probably going to add 3 or 4 to strength and endurance, probably at least 3 to that there. That I'll probably be able to get to a 17 anyway through doing mining. So there we go. I'll buy my miner, right? Buy hero and approve. Okay. So whenever I collect jewel, I either buy a hero and put the rest into USDC, or I will compound some of it and then put the rest into USDC, or I'll compound all of it, or I'll dollar match compound, where if the price has dropped of jewel, then I will go ahead and I'll actually add some of that USDC that I already had claimed previously. I will now put it back in because the price has gone down. So to go with the jewel that I've already got there to match that, and then I usually put them into the jewel 1 pool there. So I'll pretty much do something like that with what I've got left. So anyway, that's me buying a miner, and I want to go over to CrystalVale in a sec just to show you what the difference is over there at the moment. So I've bought the hero, great, I've got it, and now let's travel over to CrystalVale. You can, well, there's lots of ways of doing it. I will just go to the docks, Dockmaster, travel to CrystalVale, click OK over on MetaMask, switch network, and now I'm over on CrystalVale, and we'll see if we go over to the tavern over here. It's just loading up, and the agent, and then you go to buy heroes. Now if I want to buy a miner under attributes, whoops, and I go mining, and I go stats, and let's say I go 16 like we were at just then, and I click apply. There's only 1 hero available at the moment. I know there will be more, but then that will cause there to be less available on Serendale. So the prices at both sides should go up when there's demand for more of them, because there's more locked crystal to be mined. Because right now you can't mine locked crystal because those quests, we're not up to that epic yet, so it hasn't come yet. So look, 580, 580 crystal someone wants. It is a legendary, so perhaps that's the reason. And looks like it's got a reasonable strength and endurance. It's about to hit a 17. Not bad, but 580 crystal, which is about 750 jewel right now. That's that's quite some price. So what if I go down and try and get, say, a level, I don't know, I'll try level 14 and above. Click apply, see what's available over here. Still only one hero available. What about level 10? Let's give it a bunch more. 3? There's only 3 available that are level. That's less than I thought. And they're pretty high priced, really. It's like 100, paying 100 jewel basically for a level 10 miner. But for people that are only in CrystalVale, that's all that they're looking at, and they don't know that not everybody is aware of both markets, because if you're not playing both, if you came from AVAX and you started in CrystalVale, you don't necessarily go looking at both markets all the time, particularly when this market will get flooded with a bit more, that people will be saving miners like I am, and there will be some that will come out of the woodworks, but I do believe that those prices will fly up. I'm not necessarily going to sell that many of my miners, because I'll be using them to mine my own locked crystal, because I'll have a lot to harvest. Because if I go over to the gardens and I click harvest, where are we? Gardens over here, seed box, and if I go, whoops, is that the one? No, it's not seed box. It's harvest. Whoops, that there. View harvest. So I'd have 3,000 locked crystal right now. By the time I actually unlock this and go to mine it, it's going to end up being probably more than the locked jewel that I have over on Serendale, even though I've been in Serendale a heck of a lot longer than I've been here, just because of the fact that I was in early, so that the amount of locked crystal you have is quite high. So anyway, I hope that all of this has made sense as to why I'm buying miners at the moment. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I just thought that I'm going to vary up the types of videos that I do. Some are going to be analysis, some are going to be just me playing the game. Some of them are not even going to have anything to do with DeFi Kingdoms. They'll be to do with other forms of digital wealth generation, whether that be through drop shipping physical products, selling books on Amazon Kindle, doing affiliate marketing, other cryptocurrencies and so forth. There's a lot out there that I intend to cover, but I will have a special focus on DeFi Kingdoms at least a couple of times a week, because I know that at least my initial audience that I've got, you guys that are watching, a lot of you guys are into DeFi Kingdoms, as am I, so I figured that it deserves to have quite a bit of coverage on this channel. So anyway, that's just some of the plans going forwards. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. That's if you like the video. If you don't like it, click the dislike button. And if you want to leave a comment or a suggestion or a question, then feel free to post those as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now, everybody.